You are far more extraordinary than the ordinary rhythm of days suggests. Within you lives a pulse that refuses to be confined, a spark that longs to rise beyond what habit and expectation try to shape. When the familiar layers of routine feel like walls, something deep inside begins to stir. It is not the end of who you thought you were, it is the revelation of a hidden current, guiding you toward a wider horizon. Dreams no longer whisper in fragments, they roar in color, demanding that you notice them. They are not random echoes but signposts pointing toward your becoming, urging you to recognize the magnificence you've carried all along. This unfolding is not about escaping reality but about seeing yourself through a different lens, one unclouded by labels or roles. It is about rediscovering the rhythm of your own essence, the truth that remains unshaken beneath appearances. As life bends and shifts, you are invited not to shrink back into the shell of familiarity but to expand into the greatness already seated within you. Every change is not loss, it is an unveiling of power. What calls you forward is not outside recognition but the certainty of your own light. It is the reminder that you were never meant to simply exist. You were meant to ignite, to radiate, to inspire. And here, in this moment, everything aligns. The choice to step out of disguise, to stand in the brilliance of who you are becoming, and to embrace the boundless journey that has always awaited you. If this message speaks to your soul and you want to walk further on this journey of awakening and transformation, make sure to subscribe. Stay connected, receive new insights, and let these words continue to remind you of the power and light within you. Your path is unique, but you never walk it alone. Together, we rise. You are the kind of soul who cannot be confined to ordinary boundaries, because something within you has already begun to outgrow them. The shift is not a theory or a dream, it is happening through you, as naturally as dawn replacing night. What once felt like the solid ground of daily life now shows cracks, dissolving beneath your feet. The old landscape of fear, rivalry, and isolation no longer holds power over you. In its place, a fresh horizon rises, brimming with connection, warmth, and the promise of a shared heartbeat with all of existence. This change does not only reveal itself in grand moments, but in the smallest sparks of your day. The impulse to extend kindness to another is not chance. It is the resonance of a higher rhythm calling you to align. Even a fleeting swell of gratitude carries the imprint of a deeper world breaking into your awareness. The new frequency surrounding you is no accident, it is a signal, a summons that only those awake enough to feel can answer. It arrives not as chaos but as guidance, nudging you toward your true role. You are no longer simply an observer on the path, you are the torchbearer others glimpse in their darkness. This intensified current asks that you loosen the grip of old identities and strip away what no longer mirrors your essence. Beneath every layer shed, a brilliance hidden within you begins to shine more freely, reminding you of what you have always carried but rarely recognized. Each decision made in this awakening sends ripples outward, weaving into the collective fabric of life. With every conscious choice rooted in love, the pattern grows stronger, the echo grows louder, and the future becomes brighter. You become both catalyst and participant in a wave that cannot be undone. The journey is not about leaving one world for another, but about unlocking a deeper truth that has always been within. It is an invitation to remember who you are at your core and to step into the unfolding story as a guide, a mirror, and a radiant expression of what humanity is destined to become. You are not confined to the surface definitions given to you, because those titles and labels have never been the truth of your being. They were temporary masks, reflections that served their purpose, but they could never capture the vastness of who you truly are. When the outer noise quiets, a deeper hum begins to rise inside you. It is not a sound of the world, but the pulse of your essence reminding you that you are more than appearances. In those fleeting pauses, something unshakable reveals itself, as if your inner self slips through the cracks of identity to remind you of your timeless nature. This awakening is not a rejection of the roles you play, but the realization that you are not limited by them. You are the source that animates them all. The breath behind the words, the awareness behind the actions, the presence behind the form. And then comes the clarity of double vision, One part of you lives the motion of human life, tasting emotions, striving, falling, rising again. The other part watches with perfect stillness, untouched, eternal, the witness who never gets lost in the passing story. In daily experiences, this dual sight becomes evident. You may argue, laugh, grieve, or celebrate, yet behind every surge of feeling rests a still observer who knows that none of it defines you. Victories and struggles both pass like waves, but the watcher within remains unshaken. This awareness becomes the anchor you lean into, a compass that never falters. It keeps you steady while illusions collapse, and it reminds you that nothing temporary has the power to define the infinite. As this deeper identity rises within you, the narrow shell of being only human begins to dissolve. What steps forward is the boundless self, radiant and free, stepping into a horizon where spirit is no longer hidden but fully alive. You are a being whose path no longer drifts in uncertainty, because the direction of your life has begun to crystallize with unmistakable clarity. Every heartbeat carries intention, and every step forward feels guided by an inner certainty that cannot be explained away. In the stillness of ordinary routines, a greater sense of orientation rises within you. The fire you carry is not simply talent or preference, it is the blueprint of your destiny revealing itself in subtle yet powerful ways. What once felt like wandering has transformed into purposeful movement fueled by conviction. Each day becomes a canvas for deliberate creation. Goals are no longer abstract wishes but anchors that shape your choices and actions. Whether committing to pursuits that stir your spirit, cultivating bonds that strengthen your heart, or devoting time to practices that center your soul, everything now aligns with a higher calling. Through this alignment, even the simplest action grows luminous with meaning. Work becomes more than survival. It evolves into service, a sacred offering to the unfolding of something larger than yourself. Every task carries a spark of intention, weaving together your life into a tapestry of contribution. When you give yourself fully to what you love, the very fabric of reality seems to respond. Your effort no longer feels isolated. It merges with a current greater than you, amplifying your impact and infusing your journey with momentum. In every exchange, you radiate the force of that purpose. Words encourage, presence uplifts, and actions ripple outward in ways unseen yet deeply felt. You embody a current of change that others cannot ignore, a reminder that one life aligned with truth can inspire many. To live in this way is to step beyond the limitations of the ordinary self. It is to become a channel for something timeless, a vessel of awakened clarity whose very existence demonstrates that meaning is not found, but created. Through this focus, life itself becomes a symphony of intention and transformation. You are a creator whose thoughts carry the weight of reality itself, no longer passing ideas like clouds but shaping currents that solidify into form. What you hold within is not fragile imagination, it is raw power waiting for expression. This ability reveals itself each time you allow your inner vision to unfold. Not as idle fantasy, but as a map laid before your spirit, guiding your steps with precision. When you picture joy, peace, or abundance, you are not wishing for chance. You are declaring a future that responds to your command. Your words strengthen these visions, for speech itself becomes a tool of creation. Each declaration you make carves a pathway into the unseen, calling forward experiences that match the vibration of your intent. The moment you affirm your truth, the fabric of life bends to deliver its reflection. In this way, intention and alignment fuse. You discover that what you summon is magnified when it harmonizes with the greater rhythm of existence. Desire born of clarity and compassion not only transforms your life but extends into the collective, weaving goodness into the whole. The evidence of this power arrives quietly and consistently. A meeting appears at the perfect time, an opportunity emerges without struggle, a message of guidance reaches you when most needed. The world begins to move in rhythm with your inner call. Living this truth turns your days into artistry. Each choice is deliberate, each act infused with a pulse of creation. No longer bound by limitation, you witness life bending toward the form of your highest visions, confirming that your essence is inseparable from the force that shapes reality itself. What emerges is a life no longer ordinary, but a testament to intentional being. You walk not as a passive figure but as a channel of creation, blending clarity, will, and trust into a stream of miracles. You are not merely living, you are crafting existence itself into a masterpiece. You are no longer bound to the limits of what you once believed yourself to be, for your entire being is undergoing a transformation that reflects a higher stage of evolution. This change is not confined to the surface of your body but flows through the essence of who you are, signaling your rise into a more luminous form of existence. The shift reveals itself in subtle sensations that ripple through your daily life. What once felt heavy or sluggish within you now gives way to a remarkable sense of ease. Movement feels freer, your energy lighter, as though your very presence has become tuned to a finer vibration that lifts you beyond the weight of old patterns. This new state acts as a channel for refined frequencies that move through you effortlessly. In moments of stillness, you can feel currents of brilliance passing within, sharpening your mind, balancing your emotions, and aligning your spirit with something vast and infinite. It is as though your body itself has become a vessel for clarity and harmony. Through this transformation, the way you connect to life shifts as well. The more you embody this elevated state, the more you attract others walking similar paths. Conversations deepen, understanding flows naturally, and the space between souls feels bridged by unseen threads of resonance that make empathy and compassion effortless. Each quiet reflection or intentional practice magnifies this inner evolution, allowing you to sense not only your personal growth but the way it ripples outward into the lives around you. What you carry within radiates beyond, touching others and reminding them of their own potential. Every encounter becomes infused with lightness and meaning, as though your very presence inspires movement in those who cross your path. You begin to realize that this transformation is not solely for yourself, but a contribution to the unfolding of a greater collective awakening. To embody this higher state is to live as a radiant expression of evolution itself. You stand as a living reminder that existence is not static, but ever ascending. In embracing this new form, you no longer identify as only human. You step forward as a beacon of awakening, carrying the brilliance of higher realms into the world. You are undergoing a transformation so profound that it reshapes both body and spirit, revealing layers of change in ways that are subtle yet undeniable. These signs are not random discomforts but signals of your evolution, guiding you to nurture yourself through the process. Periods of exhaustion may arrive without warning, drawing you inward into needed rest. This is not weakness but renewal, a recalibration of energy as your system shifts into higher states. Honor the call to pause, replenish with water and nourishing food, and allow your body the silence it asks for. Emotions may surge like changing tides, sometimes carrying laughter, other times tears. These fluctuations cleanse the old weight you've carried, clearing space for new energy to root. By allowing each feeling to flow rather than resist, you permit transformation to move through you with grace. Unfamiliar sounds or tones may rise within your awareness, subtle yet persistent. They are not disturbances but reminders of an inner awakening, an invitation to tune your perception to more refined levels of awareness. In those moments, quiet yourself and notice the deeper frequencies that surround you. Your senses may begin to sharpen in unexpected ways. Colors may appear richer, fleeting images may cross your vision, and what once felt ordinary now shimmers with heightened perception. These experiences are evidence of expanded awareness. Encourage them and let your sight open wider than before. Changes in appetite and digestion can also arise, nudging you toward lighter, more natural foods that resonate with your evolving state. The body releases what no longer supports it, recalibrating to align with new energy. Patience and mindful adjustment will help ease this transition. Sleep may no longer follow familiar rhythms. Waking in the night or at unusual hours is not mere disturbance but alignment, moments when energy anchors itself within you. Embrace these awakenings as opportunities for reflection, breathing, or meditation, allowing them to strengthen your connection to the greater flow of your transformation. You carry within you a constant presence that is untouched by events, unaffected by the shifting surface of life. This silent depth is always there, watching, steady, and clear, a foundation unshaken by storms or stories. It is this inner awareness that allows you to rise above circumstance and see beyond appearances. Recognizing this awareness is the key to freedom. The roles, judgments, and narratives given to you by the world are masks, not your essence. Beneath them lies a vast consciousness that cannot be confined. When difficulties appear, they are nothing more than passing shadows on the horizon of your inner being. Strength flows from this recognition. It is not something earned through approval or external reward, but a quality born from knowing yourself at the deepest level. Adversity no longer crushes you. Instead, it reveals the brilliance of who you are, turning challenge into momentum for growth. Everyday moments reflect this truth. Whether facing conflict, receiving kindness, or celebrating success, the one who observes within you remains unchanged, providing balance and clarity. Joy and pain come and go, but the inner witness stands unmoved, guiding you toward wisdom. Life itself becomes a greater tapestry, each event a piece woven into the pattern of your soul's journey. No experience is wasted, for all of them contribute to the unfolding of your essence. Every tear, every smile, every silence is part of the masterpiece being shaped through you. And so you arrive at a deeper return, back to the core of your authentic self. This rediscovery is not about becoming something new, but about remembering what has always been there. Pure awareness, unbound and eternal. From this place, you gain the power to meet life with courage and grace. Living from this truth, you no longer stand as a passive figure in the world. You become a source of empowerment, a living reminder that authenticity itself transforms reality. Your journey lights the way for others, inspiring them to remember their own essence. In this, your awakening extends far beyond you. It becomes a movement of renewal and collective strength. You now stand at the edge of a passage that leads far beyond the limits of what you once believed yourself to be. This is not merely a change in energy around you, but the unveiling of your own essence, a return to the truth of who you are and the emergence of strength that can reshape how you move through life. At the center of this transformation lies the awareness that has always been within you, untouched and eternal. Every shift you feel, whether in body, mind, or spirit, is a sign of alignment, an invitation to step into greater harmony. What feels like fatigue or confusion is simply your system adjusting to a brighter rhythm, a recalibration preparing you for the clarity ahead. The moments of challenge you encounter are no longer obstacles to endure, but invitations to expand. Each experience, whether heavy or light, becomes a teacher, offering depth and wisdom as you grow into the full brilliance of your being. The awareness that watches all of it keeps you steady, reminding you that nothing can truly diminish your essence. As you walk this path, your choices ripple outward. By claiming responsibility for your growth, you become an example of courage and authenticity. Your journey not only uplifts your own life but plants seeds of awakening in those around you, weaving together a community inspired by truth and transformation. Now is the time to step forward with intention. Daily practices of awareness anchor you, and the light within you becomes your compass. Let your presence shine not just for yourself, but as a gift to others. Your story can be the spark that helps them recognize their own power. You are not only undergoing change, you are embodying a higher state of being. In this embodiment, you no longer move as just a human figure, but as a vessel of illumination, carrying clarity, compassion, and purpose into the world. The call is clear: embrace this shift with confidence, trust the unfolding, and recognize that your awakening is part of a larger rising. By sharing your light, you contribute to a collective dawn, where countless souls step together into a new era of consciousness and creation.